Yeah.
All right.
Here we are. Welcome back to Lou's Golf and Fish Club.
Welcome back.
We're finally back.
When was the last one? Like February, March?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
It's been a while.
Couple months.
We've been busy.
Couple months here. We've been busy. Been doing a lot of everything, dude.
We got a special
We got a
guest.
special guest. We got Griffey,
Yep, Griffey over here.
the Lou's Golf and Fish Club
And then,
dog.
We got my dog buddy.
over there. Griffey,
He's got,
come here.
he's got about 45 pillows over his head.
Griffey, you gotta lay down. All right.
Anyways.
So we're back. We've been gone for a couple months here.
Couple months.
We've been doing a lot of, it's prime fishing and golfing season. So
yeah,
we have a lot to update.
Been trying to hit up the spawn a little bit. Well, I was super excited this year about hitting up the spawn.
What's your biggest fish so far this year?
Biggest fish so far this year was probably Marty's.
Really?
Yep.
505.
505. Which is pretty crazy
that's
for
pretty crazy.
creek.
We'll get into that. Old Marty's.
What's your biggest?
I think mine is 5.5. The one at either Occoquan River or one at Mike Ryan's or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So we'll get into it. I guess we'll start with the first fishing tournament recap, which was at the Occoquan River.
Yep.
Not to be confused with the Occoquan Reservoir.
Yep.
So this is below the dam,
mm-hmm.
which is connected to the Potomac River.
Yep.
And the ramp is Occoquan Regional Park.
And it was nice because we did we kind of like bordered it out. So like
Belmont Bay.
Yep, Belmont Bay. All the way out to Belmont Bay. If you want to go fish Mattawoman, you can't.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much like trying to do like fishing tournaments this year based on like Aquia Creek or
especially when you're dealing with the Potomac
Regional Park. Yeah.
When you're dealing with the Potomac and the amount of guys that fish the Potomac and there's so many different areas, it's like we're a small boat club, so it's like some random dude comes up with a 250 horsepower, some big 250, and just can go wherever he wants.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, launch Occoquan Regional and can just go wherever. Like it's like.
I mean the best part about Occoquan Regional Park is it's no wake all the way out to Belmont Bay.
Yeah.
So if you want to make that trip all the way out there, it's gonna take you a little while because you can only do maybe like 3 to 5 miles an hour, no wake. Yeah. So
a lot of docks.
Yeah, a lot of docks.
It was pretty good. I'm always nervous for any tournament because I get out there and I pass somebody. I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? And like, oh, we caught one. Or we caught two. I'm like,
what'd you catch them on?
No, I'm like, oh, great. Everyone's gonna come in with like one fish, two fish.
Yeah.
Terrible tournament. But
I think Murtha said he was just dead sticking a black Cinco.
Yeah. That's what they ended up winning. Simple.
That's so crazy.
Black Cinco around the docks. Somebody always finds them. That's the thing with these tournaments. Like I'm nervous. I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna come in with one fish. It's gonna be terrible. But somebody always. I think they call it 7 pounds, 6 pounds.
Yeah.
I can pull it up real quick.
The best thing about the pre-fishing for me on that tournament was I fished with Wayne, and we found out that my live scope was actually backwards. It was actually upside down, I think. So when I was looking out, I had to spin it completely around to see the pilings of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I looked, when I spun it back around, I was actually seeing the waves at the top. So I'm like, what are these? These are not fish.
Like throwing the credge.
Yeah, I'm like, it's going backwards. That's weird. So,
there's definitely an interesting area. I think in the future, anytime we do a Potomac type of tournament, let's connect to Potomac. I think we should do it in the summer. Like we're doing the Aquia Creek.
Yeah, let the hydrilla come in a little bit.
Grass come up. It's like pretty. You can find some fish. At least some snakehead or something. We did it. April, so it was pretty tough. It was like that hickory shad.
Well, yeah, that was the issue. Stuff. Like everybody wanted to go upstream towards the rapids to catch the hickory shad because that's the only thing that was biting that day in my eyes. But yeah.
Here's the results.
Once got away from those guys.
Yeah, so it was first place was Murtha and Chris Moore, his partner, they had 7 pounds, 12 ounces, which is not too bad.
Yes,
I mean,
that's a
for 3
decent day.
fish.
Yeah.
And then second place was Ant Godotti and Stephen Buchanan. They had 6 pounds, 10 ounces. Supposedly they were out in Belmont Bay. They went out and crankbait fishing. They're really good with crankbaits, dude. They're maybe the only two that like really stick to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Crankbaits and stuff like that. They always do good. And then third place was Sean Jackson and Jeremy Hall, Jimbo.
Yeah.
They had 6 pounds, 2 ounces. And their biggest fish, Jimbo, James Hall, had 3 pound, 9 ounce biggest fish. He caught that right by the ramp. The background of the picture has like the whole like Aquan Regional, like the whole thing in the background.
That's crazy.
I was like, dude, you caught that right there? I messaged him. He's like, yeah, dude, right there by the ramp.
Loose golf fish club luck, baby.
That wall, that like concrete wall.
Yeah.
Like, dude. So yeah, that was the results for.
And then a big shout out to all the people that came out like myself and got 0 pounds.
Yeah, I got skunked.
How many boats got skunked? I think it's like 4 or 5.
Let's get to that part about it. That's why I was scared. I was like, this guy caught 1. This guy caught 1. This group caught 2. Yeah. I got skunked. I think.
Actually, Wayne. I think Wayne caught 1.
I think outside of those top 3 that placed, 1 person on every boat skunked.
Yeah.
At least 1 person on every other.
That's
boat.
The most zeros I've ever seen on any board.
Yeah, I skunked. You skunked. Wayne caught 1.
Yeah.
I think Colt, the Shenandoah Valley Bass Bros, they came. I think they caught 1.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I was like, dude, you guys came off.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate you, man.
Like, sorry. Yeah, next time we're definitely gonna do some like a summertime.
I mean, Aquia is gonna be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot to work with. It's probably about the same as Aquan Regional Park.
Yeah. I think for the
but
future,
you can actually get on wake or get on plane in that whole area.
Yeah.
So
I think for next year, Occoquan River and Aquia will both be like June, July.
We'll have to do Mooney like early,
like when they're up on the banks.
Yep, up on the beds. Like, hopefully,
yeah, maybe do Mooney to start in April.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have to adjust, but it's all a learning opportunity here. You know,
because all of us love to fish shallow, so Mooney is not shallow. So
no, but I'll shout out the sponsors for the it was the LGFC Spring Open at Occoquan Regional Park. It was Procure, Bait Sense, Fisher Dye Bait Company, Jay's Inc., Fishing Lures, Bent Rod Fishing, and Hookset Hoodlums. And we just got Torres sunglasses too for this tournament. So shout out to all the sponsors for the prizes and stuff. And then look at all the pictures now. And then yeah, that was definitely a tough tournament. The Occoquan Regional, which I pre-fished it. I'll give that little story. I pre-fished it as I always do, and as I always do, I caught a nice fit, a 5-pounder in the pre-fishing up in the rapids, upstream, spinnerbait, and then got skunked in the tournament.
That's Justin's job. He just goes out and gets everybody hyped about the tournament.
Yep.
It's like, oh damn, they're biting. Let's go, baby!
Yeah, that's the job. That's my job.
They're not though. It was a good day.
I think there's probably been a handful of tournaments, at least, that me or Brandon have pre-fished, and we've caught good fish. We post them, they get everybody hyped up. Like, oh, here we go, watch out, everybody.
I think it was Hunting Run Reservoir. You guys went and tore them up?
No, we didn't catch any. We did pre-fish that, but we didn't really catch any.
Oh, okay.
And then it was Lake Ridge. We had never launched from Lake Ridge before. We went Lake Ridge. I caught like a 5-pounder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then another one was Mooney. Mm-hmm. Brandon caught a 5-pounder pre-fish on a random like swim jig. And then this one, Occoquan Regional. And then I'm sure there was some other ones.
So if you need a good pre-fisherman, this is the guy to talk to right here.
The greatest pre-fisherman this world's ever
I don't have the time to pre-fish. I just show up game day and that's it.
Well, I'm taking a different approach this time. I haven't pre-fished Mooney this year at all, so I'm going off last year's knowledge and just sticking to that pattern and just fucking going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spinnerbait, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the next tournament. We have a tournament coming up this weekend, but we'll get to that. Before that, though, we'll get to. So we had the first fishing tournament success. We had like 9 boats.
Yeah, it's good turnout.
Boats. Should have had 10. We had 9. A couple new guys, which is always great. And then we had the first golf tournament of the year, which you were also in attendance for. It was a little bit of a rainy Saturday, kind of, but it was fun.
I'll kind of bring us into that a little bit with the old fish that we caught.
All right, so we had the first golf tournament of the year, as always, the Ben Hill Invitational, individual stroke play, flighted, all that. And we have the USGA handicaps this year, so that was all set up. And then,
it was nice.
So the night before first golf tournament of the year,
Old Easy.
Go ahead.
Yep. So my buddy and I, we used to fish a lot growing up. He had 2 girls. Didn't really see him too much. And we finally got a night to go out. And he said, I really want to go fishing. I'm like, all right, let's go catfishing. So took a cast net out of Bull Run Marina. Caught a pretty good amount of bait fish, but I caught 1 crappie. And I was like, you know what? I'm looking at the live scope and I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's a lot of bait. There's probably 1,000 bait fish down there and they're all swimming. So why not throw the only crappie that we have and cut them up as cut bait, see what happens. So we'd probably been fishing, I don't know, maybe probably 3 hours, 4 hours. Had a couple hookups. Nothing really came to the boat. Had a couple small ones on, like mudcats, stuff like that. And then we were like, let's just head back and just we'll fish like the cove before Bull Run Marina. So we go into this little cove right before Bull Run Marina, and we're sitting there, and my buddy's like, I don't really like where that bobber's sitting. I'm gonna recast. And mind you, we have a crappie head on a circle hook, and he's like, let me cast again. So he does like a sidearm cast with the night bobby, mind you. Goes right underneath this tree, and it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's a really good cast. He said, don't touch that. And so the night bobby gets hit, but there's so much slack in the line. He reels it up real fast. I was like, dude, just let it sit. Let it sit. And he lets it sit. And then this we didn't know what it was. We're like, obviously it's catfish. Comes back, hits it again, bobber's gone. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. And I was like, all right, so the slack's already reeled up. Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to set the hook. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Sets the hook, starts reeling. He's like, don't worry about it. You don't need the net. I'm like, all right, screw it. So I'm just watching everything else, looking around. And he's like, I guess it's just a small catfish. I don't know, maybe like a mudcat or something. And as soon as it gets like 5 feet from the boat, all you hear is zzz, takes off. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Mind you, I have an 8-foot rod with like 50 or 60 pound braid. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? So I finally get a glimpse of this fish. It's a 26 pound, 10 ounce flathead. Comes up to the boat. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. So I get the net, try to put his head in the net. Doesn't fit. So I put him in the net, and then grab him by his gills, put him in the net, put him in the boat, and we're just like, let's go!
Dude, that's crazy. It didn't fit in the net?
Nuts. No.
Oh my. Dude, that's crazy.
And then I'm like, all right, this is sick. And I'm like super hype. And at that moment, I'm like, I have a golf tournament in the morning.
What time was that? When you guys called it? Like 1, 2 in the morning from that?
When was that picture?
I think it was like close to 2 in the morning.
Yeah. So we waited at 1:38 in the morning.
Yeah, we have a golf tournament
at 9
a.m. tea time.
9 a.m. I'm like, all right. So I think I got home, got to sleep at like maybe 3 a.m. And then I'm like, all right, I just have to be there. It's the first tournament of the year. My buddy's coming out. He's got like a 30 handicap.
Trey, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, I gotta beat him, right? So I am playing the worst golf of my life.
That's start where you came up to the tee box. Trey said he talked to you. He's like, Aaron's on his way. He'll be here. I'm like, all right, cool. You show up, get in your car, use your cart, and drive up to the tee box where we're all hanging out. Like people start teeing off, and You looked hammered.
Yeah,
You were still hammered.
We probably brought like, I don't know, 20, 26 beers, something like that. I think I had like 3 or 4 left in my cooler on my boat. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude,
yeah, you
why?
looked rough walking up to that tee box. But you looked good. Your outfit looked good. It looked clean. But I could tell, like, I was like, y'all were getting after it last night. I was like, oh, so like y'all catch anything? And you're like, yeah, man, we ended up catching a 26-pound flathead.
It's
like,
freaking
dude,
nuts.
What? So then Aaron starts pulling up the phone and showing everybody on the tee box about all his fish. That's just like to a T of like Lou's Golf and Fish Club.
Yeah,
that's like, that was perfect. Like, literally, like, oh, we got a golf tournament today. Like, our guy is out there catfishing, catching 30-pound flatheads the night before,
fishing the hops.
Rolling up, go. Like fresh off the boat ramp. Like, let's go, boys. Yeah, that's funny. But you said you didn't play too great. But.
So I was the only one out of my group to hit the fairway on the first hole. So that was great. But
after that,
the only thing I love Prince William. It's one of my favorite courses. They just punched the greens.
Yeah,
they're aerated.
It made it tough.
So I'm pretty sure I just about 3-putted every single hole.
Yeah, it made it a little bit easier because it was soft.
Yeah,
it was rainy. It was soft, which made it a little more gettable with the greens. It was easier not to like 3-putt.
I tried a little course management. It worked out a little bit here and there, but when it came down to putting, I love putting, and I was not good at putting. So
I played pretty good. I think I shot at 81 or 82, but I was just out of the top 3, which was, here we go, the A flight. First place was Alan Hopkins. He shot a 77.
Who wanted to be in the B flight?
Yeah,
but we fixed that.
We'll talk about that later. And then A flight, second place was Chris McClarity. He shot a 79, 75 with handicap. Allen's was 77, 74 with his handicap. And then third place A flight was Stephen Buchanan, which was a 78, 76 with his 2 strokes.
Yeah.
So I got third. I think I shot at 81 or something, so I was just out of it. And then B flight, first place was Wayne Hopkins. He shot at 83, which was a career high, tied his career high, which is, if you shoot a career low, career low,
right?
You should be, first, second, or third at least, So he ended up winning 83, 79 with his strokes. And then B flight, second place was a 3-way tie. Matt Christensen, my buddy from Maryland, he was 82, 81. And then John Gramick was 81, 81, no strokes. And Stephen Beerman, shot a 101, 81 with his strokes.
Jesus.
Yeah, Beerman and your buddy Trey had 20 strokes. That's our max. 20-stroke max. And then third place B flight was Trey Bradley. Yeah. 103, 83.
Dude, he was so funny. He's like, so what does that get me in the club? And I'm like, dude, like, that's sick. You came out, you at least placed for your flight.
He got money.
Yeah.
He got I forget how much I sent him. I think it was like $20.
$20, yeah.
And a prize. I think he got a prize before he left.
Yeah.
And he gets a point towards like the end. So yeah, we do points. So first place 3 points, second place 2 points, third place 1 point, and then the rest of the field is half point.
Yeah.
So he got a point and his money back, his buy-in back, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then
I think he might come back. Who knows?
He might come back. He might have to defend his title, third place title. And we'll shout out the golf sponsors as well. Linksoul, as always. They just sent me a new box of some fresh stuff. I haven't even opened it yet. I've been like waiting. I peeked.
Might have to do a little podcast on that.
I peeked on the hats. Like, so Linksoul, shout out to Linksoul. And then Passage Golf Snacks. They haven't sent me anything yet. I messaged them on Instagram like earlier this month, like, hey, you guys gonna send the stuff? And they haven't responded. So who knows what's going on with them? But shout out to Passage Golf Snacks if you guys want to send some fucking prizes. That'd be great. If not, it's cool too. And then we got Shaft Skins and 10 Cup Ball Marker. Mm-hmm. Old Stephen Buckner, shout out. And then golf ball shots.
Nice.
As always. Yes, sir. Yep. So that was the first golf tournament, first fishing tournament in the books.
We had link streaks this year or no?
No, not Link's drinks.
Those were kind of cool.
Yeah, that was year one, I think, for
Those
golf.
seltzers.
Yeah, those were pretty good. All right, let's see how much time we got here, folks. On our there's 20
Pretty
minutes.
close.
You want to take a break?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll be back with the rest of the Lose Golf and Fish Club podcast, episode 3.
3.
It will be part 2, episode 3, part 2. Ready?